What's over there? Oh, nice. Oh, and what's in there? Oh, cool. Oh, but over there. Awesome! Quadruple money! Oh. What's in there, though? Huh?
Boom! Yay! VikzeLink! Hey! Boom!
Preparing game file. Please wait a moment. The game file is ready. Press A. It is. Here we go. Okay, gonna have to lower that a bit. Haha! Pelipers! Ra-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Ah. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da. Hello. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da. Hello everyone, welcome to Pokémon Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity. So this is the third Pokémon Mystery Dungeon game. And it's been, since I played the last one I played is Pokémon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky. That was 7 years ago. So I figured it was about time we got back to this series. We also haven't played any Pokemon game in a long time. I mean, yeah, some Pokemon Stadium 2 minigames with my friends, but doesn't really count like 2 episodes of that. But a full Pokemon game, let's play, whether it be a main series or a spin-off, we haven't played in quite some time, so I figured it was time we go for another Pokemon game. And especially with Mystery Dungeon, since it's been 7 years. And the reason it's been that long is mainly because that game, like that Let's Play, is still to this day, and as I always say, not counting World of Warcraft, is my longest Let's Play at 137 episodes. So, though this game, I'm not expecting to go on for that long. So here we are, yeah, 2013, oh, huh. It's already 12 years old, this game. Yeah, this game came out the year I started Let's Playing. Huh. And there's no title screen music, there was just the intro. Huh, this is just silent, that's kind of weird. Yeah, so this episode probably not gonna have a lot of progress because I have a lot of things to say, and then there's gonna be a lot of story stuff in the beginning, so not much gameplay at least. So the things I want to mention, yeah, the reason that I haven't played a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game in so long, as I mentioned, that was the longest Let's Play I've done until this date. So I wanted there to be a bit of time in between, maybe not this long. It just happened to become this long. Although I'm not expecting this game. Oh, does it start over with the? Yeah. So let's just press start here. Go into use Spot Pass to receive announcements, including ads and data from Nintendo and the Pokemon Company during the game. I mean, 3DS does not have. It doesn't have any internet link anymore. It's gone. And I know Spot Pass isn't really the same, but like no, your settings will be saved. Your settings were saved. Can be registered from the menu during the game. Oh, okay. So we'll be staying here on this screen for a little while I speak. At least we have some background music now, that helps. So yeah, this game, the story is not as long as it was in Explorers of Sky. Because Explorers of Sky, I got to the ending at around 70-something episodes. And then we did all the extra stories for all the like side characters. And then we did the epilogue post-game story, which is almost like 40% of the game. And we ended at 137. This game is, I do believe the main story might be about the same length or even a tiny bit longer. But the post-game is tiny. There's almost no story in the post-game of this one. There's a teeny tiny bit of story in the post-game. So, and there are no extra stories with side characters. So that won't take up time. Although I do believe that this will be a big Let's Play. And I'm currently recording this. It's early September. 6th of September today as I'm recording these first 4 episodes. And I'm guessing most of the rest of this year. Not all of it. We're gonna finish this before this year is over. I'm pretty sure of that. But just throwing out a random guess. Or maybe like late November that will be done. Possibly, maybe not. I don't know. It's been very long since I played this, so... Speaking of which, this game, out of the 4 Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, technically there is 8, but there's really only 4, because the first one released with 2 different versions as the main series of Pokemon Oceans. It's Red Rescue Team, which was one I Let's Played, and Blue Rescue Team. And then the third, the second game released with 3 versions as the main series also usually does. So you had Explorers of Time, Explorers of Darkness, and then the one I Let's Played, which is Explorers of Sky. And then this game came out, and it's only this game. And then the 4th game is only the 4th game. And then there's a remake of the first one on Nintendo Switch. So this is the 3rd game. So we have, like, story-wise. So technically we have already played half the games of this series. But the thing is, I do believe the first game did rather well, and then the second game, those 3, they did really well. They sold very, very well. And then this game came out and did very, very bad. Did very poorly. And I'm not sure why. Like, people generally consider Gates to Infinity sort of the black sheep of this franchise. But not because the game itself is bad, just because it performed bad. Like, it didn't sell a lot. And I think one of the main reasons for that was that they barely had any marketing for it. It was like, were they banking on the popularity of the previous games that this would just automatically sell? Or... because I don't remember ever seeing any marketing for this game. I knew it was coming, because I seen one trailer or something like that way back, but I didn't know when it was coming out. And then after some time I was like, oh yeah, wasn't there gonna be a new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game? So I checked up, like, oh, it's already out. I had no idea. So I went to the game store, and they did not have it even here in Sweden. Like, that's how poorly it did. Like, they hadn't gotten it. And so this is the only Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game that I have digitally. The other ones I have physical copies of. This one I only have digitally. And that's why I was a bit surprised now that I logged in. Like, oh, also probably why the intro cutscenes showed different characters than from my own playthrough back in the day. Because I've transferred all my digital stuff twice. First, when I got my Majora's Mask 3DS, which I did a unboxing video of many years ago when that came out, and I got that. And then from that one to this recording 3DS. And you cannot bring with you the save files or something. But wait a minute, I did record from Majora's Mask 3D, and that was fully beaten. Why not this game? I'm not sure why the save data didn't transfer. Whatever, it doesn't matter, because yeah, we're doing a new game anyway, so it's might as well. Ooh, let me just. Ooh. Let me just think. Is there anything I wanted to mention here that I missed? I know there's one more thing but that's coming up soon. It's within the game itself. It might come to me, and it's things I've been thinking of. I've been planning this for so long, so that I'll probably remember like, oh, I forgot to say that thing, and I'll mention it later. So let's just press new game. Where? Where am I? Is this a dream? Am I? Am I dreaming? Oh! What was that? I'm sure of it. That was definitely a voice. Definitely wasn't. Someone... Well, the game doesn't have voice acting, so... is calling to me.
You who can now hear my voice, might you be a human? If you are, then please listen to my plea.
I'm gonna have to lower this a bit more.
I want you to save the Pokémon world. We need your help!
Oh yeah, the Munna! And a Hydreigon in pursuit. What was that just now? What could it mean? Those Pokemon... Oh, it's a human silhouette. So the weird thing about Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, like the universe, is that seemingly, at least with there are the only human to ever appear. Well, you as your character, you are a human that has been transformed into a Pokemon, but you never see or meet or see any signs of humans in any of the games at all. So it's sort of like a parallel Pokemon world without humans, but they know of the existence of humans. It's really weird. The only other one is Gengar from the first game. Spoiler alert. And now there's something fuzzy. Huh? Wait. That blurry reflection. Could that be me? What now? My reflection. It wavered and then shifted. Almost as if I changed somehow. So, here's the deal with this game, and one of the reasons that people might like it a little bit less, that it's sort of the black sheep thing. They completely did away with the personality quiz that the previous two games had, where you would answer like seemingly random personality type questions, and then it would determine like, yeah, you should be this Pokemon, which is how we became a Psyduck in the first game, and then a Phanpy in the second game. So here, because they realized, oh, people were looking up the questions online because they wanted to play as a specific Pokemon, and then they would just answer the questions accordingly to become that Pokemon. I did that myself on my personal playthroughs of those games. Well, not the first one, because I never played that before, but at least on the Explorer games. So in this one, they were like, screw it, let's just have them pick. No personality quiz, which I feel was sort of a mistake. They shouldn't have done it that way. They did it in Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, which is the fourth game. They did it the perfect way, is that they give you the personality quiz and then like, hey, you should be this Pokemon. And then you can choose like, do I want to be that Pokemon or not? And if you choose no, then like, okay, then we'll let you pick. And then you get an assortment of Pokemon you can pick between. Here is no personality quiz at all. The thing is, you also only have 5 Pokemon to pick from. In the previous games, there was quite a big roster to pick from, or like when you answer questions. And in Super, I think it's quite a few as well. But in this one, it's only 5. It's, as you can see here, it's Pikachu, the Gen 5 starters, and Axew. Those are the 5 Pokemon you can pick between. And I think, yeah, Gen 5 was, when this came out, Gen 5 was the latest main entry into the series. But yeah, 2013, I still think this came out before X and Y, which came out at the end of 2013, right? And I think this came out earlier in the year. So Gen 5 was still the latest, so they have the Gen 5 starters, Pikachu because it's the main character, and randomly Axew also from Gen 5. And oh, also, so this game, instead, the previous two were 100% sprite-based. Whereas this game actually has 3D models, as you saw in the intro cutscene stuff. And I think that might be why you have fewer main characters, because they had to put a lot of more effort into, like... Or does it even take longer to do, like, 3D models than sprites? I'm not sure. I know in movies it takes longer to like, draw 2D animation than it does to do 3D animation, simply because... reason I'm not going to that. It takes longer with 2D, I'm pretty sure. But I'm not sure about sprites when it comes to video games. Thankfully, though, as you can see, the little character windows, I don't think you can see my mouse. Maybe you can, I don't know. But here, like for Tepig or for Oshawott here, they are still like sprite based, so you can like really get like the like expressions of the images of the... That's something I remember being really worried about when this game came out. It was like, oh, are like everything is gonna be in 3D, like even the portraits and where they convey emotions and stuff, because that's gonna look weird in 3D, like when they look sad or like very happy or angry. It's not gonna be able to be as expressive in the same way. But thankfully they still went with sprites. Higher resolution sprites than earlier, but still. So what am I going to pick? Well, on my personal playthrough of this game many years ago, I just chose, because there were so few options, I was like, might as well go with Pikachu, because it's the main mascot of the game series, and I generally try to stay away from those, so for once I'll just play as Pikachu, so I did. And I had Tepig for my partner. So I kind of want to stay away from those two, which leaves us with these three guys. And then during my first Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team, which, yeah, also that's, it's kind of cool that we're back to Mystery Dungeon, because that's sort of how my channel started. Technically with Bit 5 as my first Let's Play, but my first real Let's Play was Red Rescue Team. Then I was Psyduck, so I was a water type, but I mainly used Confusion, so like Psychic type moves. And Bulbasaur, Grass/Poison type, was my partner. And that's like, yeah, we have grass and we have water here. And then in the second one, my second Let's Play, the Explorers of Sky, I was Fampi, so ground type, which isn't even available here, and my partner was Skitty, which is normal type, which isn't available here either. So out of all these types, the one I haven't done really yet is Dragon. And it kind of feels generic to pick the Dragon one. It feels like a lot of people Let's Playing this would pick Axew. Assurance. Oh, so a dark type move. But I am going for that. So you look like Axew. Do I? Sure. Hey, I look like Axew. Oh? 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 I knew it. I really did turn into Axew. Oh? Huh? What's that light? I don't know why, but I feel as if that voice calling for help, I feel like it came from there. Didn't that voice say something about saving the Pokemon world? Oh! Oh, it's a gate. Ah! Gates to infinity. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to bring up, the actual gate thing. No! I'm gonna die! Ah. It's just gonna be a bump. Yep. What did we land on? Ow! Everything's spinning. Can't see. Hey! Are you okay? Come on, wake up! Come on! Someone's calling to me. But who could be? I can almost make out a figure. Is that? So now you get to pick your partner from the 4 remaining ones. And since I said I want to avoid Pikachu, and especially Tepig, since Tepig already was my partner, we still have these 2. But since in the first one we had Bulbasaur, grass type, I kind of want to stay away from Snivy as well. So I'm gonna go with Oshawott. Yay! Oshawott, right? Yeah. Hey! You're awake! You okay? What? A Pokemon? A Pokemon is talking to me? You sure you aren't hurt or anything? That's right. I got turned into a Pokemon, so I guess I can understand other Pokemon now? Does it hurt anywhere? Can you hear me? Really? Whew, that's a relief. You know, you fell straight out of the sky, right? You fell straight out of the sky, right? Out of the sky? So, yeah, I just want to mention, so the reason of the name of this game, like the Gates to Infinity, is that this game has something known as gates, which is like teleportation things. I think it will be explained a little bit more in the story later. But one of the features that it utilizes for the 3DS specifically is the 3DS camera, those two, or the little front-facing camera there. In that you can use, there is like a mode, you need to unlock it by playing the game a little bit more, where you go into you do it through the menu of the game as well, so it cannot be while you're playing, it has to be from the menu. You go into camera mode and you look for something round, like, I don't really have anything good, well, if I would look down at the top of Sten here, it would be round. And the 3DS camera can sense that it's a round object, like, oh, there's a round shape here. And then that the game is like, turns it, oh, you found a mystery gate, or infinity gate, or whatever they are called. There's a hidden dungeon in there, and then you can use your characters to do this dungeon and get a bit of extra experience and a bit of extra items and stuff. The thing is, it's just not very interesting, because the dungeon is just randomly generated what it is anyway. I think it would have been cool if it could like sense also what color it is. So like if it was like a white round shape, it would become like an ice type dungeon. Or if it was a red round shape, it would become a fire type dungeon, and so on. But I guess like maybe it cannot, it can detect shapes, but maybe not color. I'm not sure exactly how advanced the 3DS camera feature is. So that feature, I remember trying it a handful of times, but you don't really get much out of it. So, and the game, like, I think it was shown a lot in that trailer, the original trailer. Like, yeah, you can use the camera to find round things and go into special dungeons that are generated from the real world. It's like, no, it's not really that interesting. So just that, it's a weird feature of the game to have, all in all, but they were experimenting, trying out things, I guess. But let's keep going here. Out of the sky? Right. Yeah, I think there was some kind of light. Then I think I fell for a long time. You think?
Boy, are you lucky or what? You haven't got a single scratch of falling all that way. That's fantastic. I'm Oshawott, by the way. What about you? What's your name?
My name? That's right. My name is... Oh yeah, and you type in... Yeah, I'm not gonna call myself Axew. I know I did... when I first played through my first ever game in this series was Explorers of Time. But once I got Explorers of Time, I sold that one. No, Explorers of Sky. Then I sold Explorers of Time because it's essentially the same game but with extra stuff in it. So then I did name my Pokemon the same name as the Pokemon species name. But no, I'm gonna do as I always do. With my own character, I'm gonna be Vixie. Not gonna do VikzeLink, that's a username. And, yeah. Is your name Vixie? Indeed it is.
Vixie? Your name's Vixie, huh? Well, nice to meet you. But where'd you come from, Vixie?
He keeps like turning around and like,
Well, I mean, I know you came from the sky just now.
Yes, I was just born out of the sky. No. Now, I know very little progress this. I said in the beginning I had a lot of things to say. But I'm going to end it here. And my question for you guys is simply gonna be... have you ever played Pokémon Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity? It being probably the least played game in the series. But it's not bad in any way, it's a great game. But have you ever played this? That's a simple question that I'm gonna ask. And you may answer. Now, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Leave me. Boom. Yeah. Efter song. Hey. Boom boom. Yeah. Watch some videos. Hey.